Good day, sir and classmates. I, Eljon Mark C. Costas, and Rhea May Cueva are going to discuss the content and context for El Filibusterismo. But before that, let's talk about the brief overview of the writer. Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonzo Realonda, known universally as Jose Rizal, was born on June 19, 1861 in Calamba, Laguna, Philippines. He was a man of exceptional talent and intelligence, known for his skills in medicine, literature, art, and linguistics, among others. Rizal is most renowned for his pivotal role in the Philippine nationalist movement. His writings sparked the rebellion against the Spanish colonizers, leading to the country's quest for independence. His two most famous novels, which are Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, are considered the cornerstones of modern Philippine literature, both serving as an eye-opener for the Filipinos to the realities of the Spanish colonial rule. El Filibusterismo and his significance in the Philippine literature. What are the significant? First, El Filibusterismo is the sequel to Noli Me Tangere, published in 1891 in Ghent, Belgium. It continues the story of Crisostomo Ibarra under the disguised name Simon. Rizal's second novel, El Filibusterismo, is a story set in the twilight year of the Spanish colonial government in the Philippines. It was first translated into English by Charles Durbridge in 1912 under the title The Reign of the Creed. The book, according to the translator, represents Rizal's more mature judgment on political and social condition in the islands, and its graver and less hopeful tone respects and disappointment and discouragement which he had encountered in his efforts to lead the way to reform. Second, the novel is a darker and more revolutionary than its predecessor, reflecting the author's grim outlook in the prospects of significant reform within the existing societal structure, and it represents a scathing critique of the Spanish colonial rule in the Catholic Church. Third, El Filibusterismo holds immense significance in the Philippine literature and history. Its influence extends beyond literature in the realm of Filipino nationalism. The novel's vivid depiction of societal injustices ignited the spark of rebellion in the hearts of Filipinos, shaping the course of the country's history. It remains a powerful symbol of the struggle for independence and justice. And this chapter, we will narrate how Rizal was able to write and publish his second novel despite threats from the Spanish colonial government that regarded his first book, which is the Noli Me Tangere, as subversive. And a brief synopsis of his novel will also be represented for discussion and analysis. And also, Rhea May Cueva will discuss about the historical context of El Filibusterismo. And after that, I will discuss also the characters and the synopsis of the El Filibusterismo. So I will give the floor to Miss Rhea May Cueva to discuss the vocabulary and the historical context of this novel.
Hello everyone and good day. My name is Rhea May Cueva and I will be presenting about the history and context of El Filibusterismo, content and context. But before we proceed with our discussion, let's go for some vocabulary so that we can better understand the lesson. So the first one is the filibustero, 19th century context, translated as subversive. A patriot who was usually associated with revolutionary activities. And the second one is the Guardia Civil, police or military force assigned by the colonial government to maintain peace and order. The third and last one is the Cabeza de Barangay, head of the barangay. Sa karon matawag ni nato siya nga the captain of the barangay. Now let's move on into the history of the second novel. And We all know that El Filibusterismo is the sequel of the novel Noli Me Tangere. Rizal started writing El Filibusterismo after he returned to Europe on February 1888. It is the second novel written by Dr. Jose Rizal, and like the Noli Me Tangere, it was written in Spanish language. So sa ato nahibawan before nga, ang Noli Me Tangere, kung ato i-translate into English, it means the social cancer. While the El Filibusterismo, kung ato i-translate into English, it means the reign of greed. And when it comes to its dedication, he dedicated the Noli Me Tangere into his motherland or country, which is the Philippines. Then the El Filibusterismo is dedicated to the Gomburza, the three Filipino Catholic priests. And when it comes to its genre, the novel El Fili is less romantic, less idealism, and more on greed, revenge, and more on revolution, unlike sa Noli is medyo romantic. And then the novel, therefore, was written in the midst of threats and oppressions he and his family were experiencing because of the Noli and Calamba incident. Rizal continued to work on his novel and made revisions while in London in 1888. And then later, he moved to Brussels and Belgium. Kay ang cost of living nato sa Belgium is mas less gadi kaysa compare sa other countries sa Europe. Then one of the reason po is less distraction, so he can focus writing his second novel. And on March 29, 1891, he finally completed the book in Biarritz, France. Ang Noli Me Tangere nahuman niya sa Berlin, Germany. And sa Germany po siya nang pa-print for a copy sa Noli Me Tangere. While the El Fili, on September 18, 1891, the novel was published in Ghent, Belgium. So imagine, it took years before he completed El Fili, and by that, we can really say that it really required your passion and inspiration in order for you to write and publish a book. Aside from your passion and inspiration, one of the challenges in order to publish your book is to have enough money. So that's why Rizal struggled financially, and it took 1 month before he could publish his novel with the help of Valentin Ventura. And then kung sa Noli Me Tangere is na one person nga gitawag na to as savior, na sa El Fili na pud tayo matawag na savior kay mo siya nagpautang ka Rizal kay tungod kay nagkuwang si Rizal sa iya fund. Mo siya si Valentin Ventura. Valentin Ventura, he was a reformist during the revolutionary period and financed the publication of Jose Rizal's El Filibusterismo. And after niya nakapa-friend for a copy, nagpada siya 2 copies sa Hong Kong para siya friend na si Basa and si Sixto Lopez. Then the original copy or the original manuscript sa El Fili is gihatag niya mismo ka Valentin Ventura with his autograph. And in 1890, Wenceslao Retana wrote about the filibustero and described the term as the one who, eager for the independence of the country, resorts to various extra-legal proceedings to reach the objective that he pursues. And Wenceslao Retana became the ideological opponent of the writers of the La Solidaridad after Rizal's execution. Retana experienced a conversion and wrote the first published biography of Rizal to show that Spain had committed a gross error by executing him. With this definition, one will have an idea about the plot of Rizal's second novel. It deals with subversion. It pictures the lives of people under an oppressive regime. It narrates the struggles of every Filipino in fighting for independence. We all know that El Fili is dedicated to Gomburza. So if we can recall the acronym for the three Filipino martyred Catholic priests, namely Padre Mariano Gomez, Padre Jose Burgos, and Padre Jacinto Zamora, who lead the secularization of Filipino priests. These three priests were accused of being filibusters in 1872, so the three priests inspired the El Estrado movement, and Jose Rizal paid tribute to them in his second novel, which is the El Filibusterismo. And this is the translated copy of Rizal's dedication to the secular priest. So this is the list of ages and the date of death of the three priests. To the memory of the priest, Don Mariano Gomez, 85 years old, Padre Burgos, 30 years old, and Padre Zamora, 35 years old. Executed on the scaffold at Bagong Bayan on February 28, 1872. Defending the memory of the priest, Gomez, Burgos, Zamora, Rizal wrote a dedication that clearly expressed his high regard for the priest who became the victims of the evil that I'm trying to fight. Rizal derives the reason to dedicate the work to them from the fact that the church did not excommunicate the three priests, and that there were serious mistakes in the surreptitious trial which irresponsibly lead his death sentence and its victims of such circumstances that the opposition which involved his lifetime work. And unfortunately, Rizal made some errors in listing the ages of the date of death. So, Padre Gomez was really 73 years old, Padre Jose Burgos was really 35 years old, and Padre Zamora was really 37 years old, in which they were publicly executed by the garrote on the early morning of the February 17, 1872. Soledad Lacson Luxen's translation describes El Filibusterismo as a continuation of the themes of the Noli Me Tangere. El Fili begins where the Noli leaves off, where love, romance, heroism, idealism, and tragedy turns to bitterness, anger, hate, delusionment, and vengeance. Unlike Noli, El Fili burns with passion and ideology. Rizal's biographers opine that El Fili showed his maturity as a novelist. So that's all for my part, and thank you everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Cueva, for that very informative discussion. Since she is done discussing the historical context, then let's move on to the next topic, which is introducing the characters and the synopsis or the sum up of the novel, which is the El Filibusterismo. So first, let's delve deeper into the characters in order to understand the novel. I enlisted here some of the characters in the novel. So first, we have Simon. Simon is the alter ego of Juan Crisostomo Ibarra, and he has the appearance of a foreigner, an American, though a diverse ancestry. He dresses like an Englishman and wears blue-tinted glasses based on the novel, and has a short beard and has long white hair. Simon is a wealthy jeweler and has close ties to the Captain General and the Spanish governor of the Philippines, and it is said that isa sa mag-advisor si Simon sa Captain General, and he uses their friendship and his will to persuade him to issue decrees and laws that further subjugate the Philippine populace. This is a critical element of Simon's plans for revenge. And other character is Basilio. Basilio is Sisa's son, now an aspiring doctor, and Isagani, a poet and Basilio's best friend. He is portrayed as the emotional and reactive. He was also Paulita Gomez's boyfriend before being dumped for fellow student Juanito Pelaez. 4 is si Father Florentino, Isagani's godfather and a secular priest. He was engaged to be married but chose the priesthood instead. Fifth, we have Cabezang Talis, Telesforo Juan de Dios, a former cabeza de barangay or barangay head who resurfaced as the feared Luzon bandit Matang Lawin. Sixth, we have Paulita Gomez, the girlfriend of Isagani and the niece of Doña Victorina, who later dumped Isagani and marries Juanito Pelaez. 7. Quiroga, a Chinese businessman who dreamed of being consul of a consulate of China in the Philippines. He hid Simon's weapon inside his house. Yung gitaguan. 8. Next, we have Julie, Basilius' girlfriend. Her full name is Juliana de Dios. She is a laundry woman and the youngest in the family. 9th, we have Don Custodio, a famous Indio who reached a high position because of his anti-Filipino schemes. He is known for his decisions that are both absurd and unjust. 10th, we have Padre Hernando de Sibayla, a Dominican friar. He is described as short and has fair skin. He is the deputy rector of the University of Santo Tomas. 11th, we have Padre Bernardo Salve, the former curate of San Diego, now the director and the chaplain of the Santa Clara Convent. And 12th, Padre Fernandez, a theology professor at the University of Santo Tomas. 13th, we have Tandang Celo, father of Cabezang Talis, who lost his sanity after Talis' disappearance. 14th, we have Don Tiburcio de Espadania, the lame and nearly deaf husband of Doña Victorina. Next, we have Juanito Pelaez, a favorite student of the professors. He's very arrogant and proud. He ended up marrying Paulita Gomez. Next, we have Doña Victorina, the ambitious wife of Don Tiburcio de Espadania. She considers herself as a peninsular while denying her Filipino race and only admires the Spaniards. And lastly, we have Ben Zaib, a journalist who thinks he is the only one thinking in the Philippines. And why is it important to know the characters in the story in order that we can easily understand the whole story of the novel, which is the El Filibusterismo. So I enlisted just a few characters so that we can understand easily the novel. And for the synopsis, the novel El Filibusterismo tells the story of Simon, also known as Crisostomo Ibarra, a wealthy jeweler who returns to the Philippines after 13 years. Simon's main goal is to seek revenge on the Spanish officials and rescue his sweetheart, Maria Clara, who has entered a convent after hearing of Ibarra's supposed death. To achieve his objectives, Simon plans to launch a revolution, smuggling arms, and recruiting followers from the oppressed native population. And Simon's plans for revolution face setbacks. In his first attempt, he decides not to give the signal for the uprising after learning of Maria Clara's death, and Basilio, the son of Sisa, is arrested along with other students for alleged sedition. Simon arranges Basilio's release, and the young man becomes bitter and vengeful, offering his support to Simon's cause. The second attempt involves planting a bomb at a wedding reception attended by prominent figures, including Padre Salvi and the Governor General. Simon's plan is for the explosion to serve as a signal for the revolutionaries to attack the government buildings in Manila. Simon presents a lamp with an explosive as a gift at the reception, leaving a note signed by Crisostomo Ibarra. Basilio, who has a change of heart, inform his best friend Isagani about the vamp. And Isagani, wanting to save his sweetheart Paulita Gomez, throws the lamp into the river where it explodes. Simon seeks refuge with Padre Florentino, a kind Filipino priest, but the authorities discover his whereabouts. Rather than surrender, Simon poisons himself and confesses his true identity and plans for revenge to Padre Florentino. The priest advises him that these methods may have been unjust and offers hope for the country's freedom. And the story concludes with Padre Florentino discarding Simon's jewels into the sea, praying that they will be recovered and used for a noble purpose when the time is right. And the plot of El Filibusterismo revolves around Simon's quest for revenge and themes of revolution, tragedy, and consequences of being greed. It explores the social, political, and economic issues faced by the Filipino people during the Spanish colonial era. And that is the synopsis of the El Filibusterismo. And that concludes our report for this video. Once again, I, Adrian Mark C. Costas and Rhea May Cueva, reporting about the content and context of El Filibusterismo. I hope you learned something today. Goodbye and God bless.